Hello and welcome to the Patrick Chapman Show. I'm Patrick Chapman and here we go. So it is June 2025 and I came to Poland in June 1994. Yeah, so that's 31 years ago. Almost to the day. I don't remember what day we came, but it wasn't. What is today? Today's the 9th. It was before the 9th. It was earlier, like the 3rd. We were in New York for a weekend, so it was about the 6th. It was like a couple days ago. A couple days and 31 years ago, I came to Poland, and it's a memorable day, and I remember it very well. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that now, though, but it's just an interesting fact that I've been here for 31 years, and Poland has a new president now. I think at the time I came here, it was Wałęsa. Lech Wałęsa was the president, if I remember right. And I don't want to be mistaken because they got the prime minister too. I don't think he was prime minister. I think he was president. So it's a little bit different system than we got in America. And I honestly don't pay much attention to it. My family does. My son and my older son and my wife, they're really into it. And I don't even know what's going on, but I know we got a new president, and his name is Nawrocki, and that's about all I can say about it. Nawrocki is the new president. So we're not going to talk politics much, but we're going to talk football. And a few weeks ago now, we played against the team from Krakow, or Kraków, the Kings of Kraków, and we played them in the rain. It was our homecoming game because we hadn't played at home for a while. We had lost a couple games in a row, one to the Rebels from Katowice, and then the Mets in Warsaw, or Warszawa, and but we came home and we played in the rain, and it was a good game, but a little scary in the end. A little scary when we were going to punt and the snap went over the punter's head and into the end zone, or near the end zone, and the punter was wise enough to take the safety and not let them get a touchdown, which would have tied the score and given them the chance to win with the extra point, because it was very near the end of the game. We were up 6-0 at that point. So they got 2 points. We ended up winning 6-2, which is more like a baseball score than a football score. But there you are. We got the win, and we'll take the win. And that brought us up to 3-2, kept us in second place. And then this happened. About a week, just over a week ago, we were going to go to Zielona Góra on a Sunday and play against Vataha. Vataha had not won a game. We had beaten them in our first game at home. And we beat them pretty solidly, and since then they had not won a game, and they don't even score many points, so they get beat pretty bad, and they're just having a lousy season. And I have friends on that team, so I kind of keep an eye on them, on the scores. If I don't even talk to them, actually, I keep an eye on, I keep an antenna up for what's going on with Vataha. And so I really wanted to play in that game, and I thought, okay, they're not scoring many points, and they're not winning, and we are scoring points, and we're winning sometimes. We're in second place. We're 3-2. So, is that what we're 3-2, I think? So I'm thinking, okay, if we go up by a lot of points, because I don't really get to play much. I'm on the sideline watching. I'm like a third string slot receiver. So I'm thinking for Vataha, we can, score a lot of points early. Let's say if it's 30-0 in the second quarter, I can go in, I can play and get some playing time, which is what I'm here for, Everybody wants to play. So Friday night we have our practice, and it's like, we call it a walkthrough, and it's light, easy practice. I love it because it's just fun. You don't have to do much, and you got to do a little bit. But it's just fun time and free time, and a lot of play and catch with the ball, doing some easy drills, and walk through. You go through just call outs, etc. So during call-outs, which means we all stand in a line on the sideline and we go through who's on the kickoff team, who's on the punt team, all the special teams, field goal block team, and make sure everybody knows who's going to be on the kickoff team, for example, or the return team. And that's really important. It sounds simple, but during the game, you get 10 guys on the field. And like, where's Kowalski? Oh, he's having a drink on the sideline, or he's talking to his girlfriend. And this really happens. And you would think that it wouldn't, but it does. So these call-outs are kind of important to make sure we're on page with everybody, and we know who's healthy, who's not going to be there, who the replacement is for such and such a person. So, but it doesn't involve me because I'm not on any special teams, unfortunately, but that's the way the ball bounces. So I step back behind the line of the team, and I'm playing catch with the quarterback, Mariusz, and we're warming up. So, and he's got a cannon of an arm. I mean, he's throwing it hard, and that's fine. I like that. He's a good quarterback. So he's throwing it, and I'm catching. And we throw it 20, maybe 30 times. So I make 30 catches, and then one of them catches my thumb. It just catches the tip of the thumb and jams my thumb into the knuckle, and the nail breaks, and there's a little bit of blood, and now my thumb is hurt, and I want to play on Sunday, right? And how can I not catch? How can I catch without my thumb? And this is the beginning of practice. I got to still go through the whole practice. So we got an hour and a half left to go, and I got a busted thumb. And it hurts. It's not like, oh, he just winged it or nicked it or something. No, it's hurting. So I do make it through the practice because, like I said, it's pretty easy. But I got to catch the ball sometimes, just kind of guarding my thumb. I finally get home late that night. I put it in ice water, and then I rest it up as much as I can. I just don't use it all Saturday. So it comes to be Sunday, and we go to Zielona Góra, and we get there, and we start the game. Beautiful weather, a little bit hot, but not too hot. And sure enough, we go up by a lot of points. We're winning, we're scoring touchdowns. Not immediately. Our first drive, we got the ball first. We went 3 and out. We had to punt. Then they got the ball. I don't remember the details, but we go into halftime, and we're up, I don't remember exactly, but something like 50 to nothing. They got nothing, and we got 50. I mean, it couldn't be more lopsided. And I don't know if it was 50. It might have only been 40, but it was a lot. We go into halftime, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to play. Right? This is me, right? This is my chance. And we go out, but the coach doesn't start. He starts the starters at the second half. At the start of the second half, just to make sure or whatever. I don't know what he's thinking. And okay. And then I think we scored a touchdown again. We scored again on a long pass. And after that, he tells me I'm going in at S. That's my position, S. He's a Chapman S. Along with some other guys. So we're gonna put in the second stringers or third stringers. So, but first we had just scored, so now we have to kick the extra point. And I don't remember if we made that one or missed it, because sometimes we make them, sometimes we miss them. Doesn't matter. We're just winning big time. And then we got to kick off. So we kick the extra point or not. We kick off. The other team gets the ball. And this is the first time in the whole game they actually make a drive all the way down the field, and it's eating time. And I'm like shining up my helmet, stretching out my, everything, getting warmed up. I'm ready to play, and they get another first down, and another first down, and another, and finally they score on a nice pass, pretty pass. Guy catches it in the end zone, and they get their 6 points. So good. I think they missed the extra point. So yeah, so now they got to kick the extra point. They miss it. Now they got to kick off to us. Okay, and I'm ready. Finally, now that whole drive took a lot of time. We're getting close to the fourth quarter. And so they're going to kick to us. We get the ball. I get to play. They kicked us. Our guy catches the ball and runs it back all the way down the field for a touchdown. Good for him. I don't remember how many points we got. It was a lot. And then the head coach says, "Okay, that's it. You know, we're gonna quit. Basically, that's the end of the game. We're not gonna do this anymore. Guys are getting hurt, and it just becomes an exaggeration. It was so lopsided." Okay, but that's not the end of the story. So I didn't get to play. I had waited. I was ready. I was warmed up. I was anxious, and I'm glad we won. It was a good game, and okay, we won. We won. A little disappointed I didn't get to play, but okay, I'll get my chances. So, good we won. So now I got friends on that team, like I told you, and so one of the guys is Jurek, and I had talked to Jurek before the game, but I had forgotten to, just because in the heat of the moment, I forgot to ask him about the other guys. And so now it's the end of the game. Game's over. We go to the locker room, and after changing and whatnot, I see Jurek again, and I ask him, "Hey, what's up with Victor and Christian and Chastek?" I ask him about those guys, and he says, "Well, two of them are hurt. One of them got hurt in our game," and I remember asking him about that. He got stepped on. He got his toes stepped on. And if you imagine a big lineman, I don't know how big the guy was that stepped on him, but some of these guys are just big, as big can be. And if they step on your toe, and they got those cleats on, and the top part of the shoe is not always hard, and some of those are softer, and then you get that weight on you, it can hurt. And he hurt his toe pretty bad. So he's still suffering from that, I guess, and recovering. So there's that, and then one thing or another. Victor's studying, I guess, so he's not playing. And I'm thinking about it. You take out those three guys, that's a big chunk of your team. Those were starters and very good ones. That kind of explains why they're not doing so well this year. To lose those three guys, I got to think, must have not been a good thing, put it that way. So anyway, so there's that. So then fast forward a week, and we come up to yesterday, and yesterday we had another home game against Tihi, the Tihi Falcons. And I didn't have any feel for them. Sometimes you get a feel like if a team hasn't lost or what, I just, I don't know. I didn't know anything about them, whether they were good. I was a little bit scared, thinking this might be a really good team. And also, I noticed this back, a long time ago. When you look at the other team from your sideline or from, your end zone, if they're warming up at the other end zone, they always look huge. And they just look big guys. Like, oh my goodness, how are we going to beat this team? And then you end up playing them, and it all evens out. So, and that's kind of how this was. Some of these guys look huge, and then we ended up we beat them, and pretty solidly. So again, we're winning by a lot, and and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get to go in, and this time I did, sure enough. So in the fourth quarter. Basically, I played the whole fourth quarter because we only really had one drive. And I was in on the drive, and I think the very first play that I was in, I ran a slant pattern over the ball, about 11 yards deep over the ball is where I'm supposed to end up. But on the way, the QB threw it, and just a little behind me where I had to turn my shoulders, and I made the catch, and then as I landed and turned, I got hit, but I got the first down, and that was a lot of fun. It's my first catch ever in this league, and it was just fun. And I mean, it takes like 1 second, but in that second, you're so focused, and it's so much fun. And I made the catch, and that was fun. So I picked myself up, give the ball to the ref, and then I'm in there for the other plays. I never got any more ball action, but I'm in there kind of trying to block. I'm not a great blocker, but it's fun. It's just fun to try to get in the guy's way and push him a bit, and he pushes me, and I fall on my bottom. Anyway, fun stuff. Good game. We won. We're in solid second place, and with that victory, we're going to the playoffs. So we got one more game before the playoffs, and we're looking forward to that in 2 weeks. Okay, what else we got here? Right thumb. Right. Got that. Okay. And that's it for football. So we're doing real well, and I'm happy. And I'm looking forward to continuing. Here we go. I was talking about the LA riots today because there are riots going on again in LA. It's like I don't understand what these people are protesting because to me it seems obvious that we don't want illegal aliens in our country and we want to kick them out. I don't know why. Who would be against that? But unless you are an illegal alien, or if you're on the left and you just can't stand anything Donald Trump does, so what if he, if he says don't jump off the Empire State Building, so then I guess what we're gonna do, we'll show you. Anyway, so a lot of protests going on against and then with all these riots and stuff, the mayor, I guess, of Los Angeles and the governor Newsom, they don't want help from the feds, but they also don't want to stop the riots. I guess they're mostly peaceful riots, is what they are. Mostly peaceful burnings of police cars, etc. Anyway, I don't want to get too political, but I did want to tell this story. I was working in Los Angeles in, I don't know what year it was. Maybe it was 93. Whenever the Rodney King thing was going on. So I guess Rodney King, if you don't remember, was stopped by the police for speeding, if I remember the details right. And then it turned out he may have been drunk or on drugs or not, I don't know, but they pulled him out of his car and just beat him. And somebody, this was in the somewhat early days of video cameras, and somebody videoed it and got pretty good images. I think it was black and white video, maybe from a distance, but you could clearly see the cops just for like, I don't know if it was 10 minutes, they're just whacking him with, I don't know, billy clubs or what they were, the rubber things. I don't know. I don't know if they also tased him. I don't know if we had tasers yet then. But they really, did enough. And then they're making jokes on the radio, about gorillas in the mist and stuff. And it was pretty bad. And so at my job, I would fly to Las Vegas sometimes, about once a week during those days. Like part of my job was to fly to Las Vegas one day, I think it was Wednesdays or something, to deliver jewelry, like a big bag of jewelry, heavy thing. And the point of me going with it, rather than just sending it by courier, was that it wouldn't get stolen. Like I'm there to make sure, like it doesn't get, because it was valuable. It was worth a lot of money. So I would go with it on the plane and then deliver it, and then just come home. And that was pretty much my day. It took most of the work day to go to the airport, get on the plane, fly there, make the delivery, get back to the airport, get on the plane, and come home. And it was a great day. I love that. It was like great, and I would get frequent flyer miles for that. So this was good. So one day I'm flying back home from my delivery in Las Vegas, and if you know Los Angeles, it's spread out. I mean, you fly for an hour. The last hour of your trip is over LA houses, and it's not really LA. It's like the suburbs, so it's got other names of those little cities or suburbs. But it's all the LA area, and you really fly for about an hour before you make it to the airport, and you're coming in over city, from the countryside, you're now over the city. So as we come over the city, I see black smoke, and then we go a few blocks or a mile, and there's more black smoke coming out of a warehouse or a shop or something, and then a little more, and it's like every few blocks there's black smoke coming up all over the city. And I'm like, wow, what's going on down there? And so we land and find out there are just riots going on. And luckily for me, the airport was pretty close to where I was working on the west side, so I could get home. I could get back to work pretty safely. I think somebody came to pick me up, if I'm right. Um, so we made it back to work, and then from work to home was also pretty easy relative to other people. Some if you had a long commute, or if you had to commute through those neighborhoods, forget it, man. Ooh, scary stuff. So yeah, and then that weekend like we had the National Guard out, and we had curfew. You know, so you weren't supposed to be out of your house for like a couple nights or something. Finally, it settled down. I guess I don't even remember what happened in the end, but and our neighborhood was pretty safe. So we had a Mexican gang right across the street from us. So they kind of they kept the neighborhood safe. It's kind of comical, but tragicomic, tragicomic. Anyway, right. And I don't remember. I think the reason for the riots was that the policemen were not found guilty, which is it's just funny. Tragicomic. Okay, I'm done talking about that. Anyway, I just want to make one more point, or no? LA riots, right? No, that's it. I think I just want to keep it short and sweet. And okay, so that's it for now, and I will try to get these out a little bit more often. I had a long break, but I don't want to just think of things while I'm on here. So I'll try to make some notes for next time, and we'll do it again. So have a good June, and we'll be in touch soon.